So Bitcoin, let's have a look quickly. There you go. There's the range. I did have the range marked out from a few days ago. Let me pull up all these other levels. See, that's the current candle range. Actually, we're above the range. See, daily top wick. So let me just go to, let me just have a look at this quickly. Let me pull this fib, this volume pool. Let me see if the volume data has changed. Yeah, a little bit. You see that? Value area high has moved up a little bit. Point of control, same place. Value area low, same place. We're actually into this high volume node right now. If you can see it, it's a little bit of a high volume node here. So we can mark that off as a high volume node. Okay. So potentially the high volume nodes can act as support and resistance flips. And right now we're just crossing the high volume node just above this value area high. I had a trade planned yesterday. I took the long, I took profit, and I'm in a very small runner in a long. As the price, I'll show you what I did actually, just quickly. And I posted this on Twitter. I'll show you now. The price came down. Swing failure this level. I got an alert. Came back up. Took the long. Invalidation here. Kind of went up. Came down. Went up. It was taking profit. I took my profit. Took just under 1%. Not exactly 1% because I had a slightly later entry. And as you can see, this weekly level has been acting as support, and this SR flip flipped. You see that? That was an SR flip, which I'd marked off, and it has successfully held the price. And now also the weekly level is holding the price. You can see that the weekly level is reacting as support at the moment. Reaction, reaction, reaction. So the weekly level is holding. So that was quite a good trade plan yesterday. Let me just delete these. If I have a look at the daily candles and see what, if I can see any kind of information from these candles. So we had this red candle here. It held the point of control. It held the top of this body. Let me get rid of this data. Let me get rid of these volume nodes now. Local volume range. Get rid of that. Let me have a look. I mean, potentially you can do exactly the same thing as I did before. You have this bigger candle here, which actually held the range. And now, potentially we're back up, we're above this wick. So that wick should hold a support now. That's kind of what you want to see. We're not seeing it yet on the daily time frame. We do have a new daily level printed here from yesterday's candle close. So we have a brand new liquidity level here. And we also have a daily level that's been printed there on the previous day. Let me see these lines here. Time frame levels. Okay. We also have, these are all tapped daily levels. So these are the two untapped ones. We have no more daily levels. So let me just pull these two into my other group. Oop. Where is it? There you go. What else is there to see? 3-day candles printed, a nice strong bullish close. Okay, so we're in the, at the moment we're in the wick of this 3-day candle, but obviously there's a SR flip lower down. I think that might make a better range actually. Potentially, that's a better range. Let me mark that down. Just clear this out a little bit. Okay. Good morning, Ram. How are you? I like this 3-day candle actually, because it's such a wide candle. Just do that. Mark these up. Right. So I think that's the range. Looks like it. And we have the 50% of this body. It's the daily. I prefer the 3-day one actually now that it's been printed. And that's also a 3-day wick. So we can probably some wick. Daily candle wick on top. Let's leave it daily, that's fine. Okay, let's have a look at this on the zoom in. Doing well. Ram is saying hello, doing well, getting ready for bed. 1 a.m. 1 a.m. Where are you from? I'm pretty good. It's in the morning here. I'm in Germany. Oh my god, 1 a.m. Where could 1 a.m. be? Is that Australia? Or New Zealand? Or the Far East? I think that's the range actually, look. Let's see how these lines play out. Look at that. Okay. Keep an eye on this and see how these ranges perform. Okay, look at this. I'll flip the daily level. This, okay. Previous all-time high. All-time high. Get rid of that now. It's perfect. Okay. Oh, you're from California. Is it 1 a.m. in California today? That's what Ram is saying. Well, welcome. It's nice to have you. Good old Cali, huh? Well, you can always catch up later. I'm just doing some analysis, seeing what's going on. Excuse me. Yeah, this is quite... I mean, it's still looking bullish. We've taken the high. We've printed a really bullish continuation candle on the 3-day chart. It's a very wide-bodied doji. And potentially what I'm thinking is this 3-day candle at the moment is the range. But we have so many arbitrary levels in this range. It's not an easy one. increasing volume at the highs. When you do the volume, we're kind of at the high of this range at the moment. And actually the high of the range is going to be the all-time high there. I mean, I think we still have some kind of swing failure potential. I think possibly what I'm thinking right now is rising wedge, actually. That's what I'm thinking. Let's punish these shorts and longs. Potentially what I'm thinking. Some kind of rising wedge. Not exact. That's it, really. So, just see how far this goes. It's Ram is saying it's tough too, since we haven't had much price action at this level. What hours do you stream? I always stream in the morning time at European time, and it depends really, because I should really set it in stone and put a specific hours so people can plan. But I'm just doing this for fun. I'm not like stressing myself. If people want to join in, then they can, and if they can't catch up, they can catch up. It's you know, kind of doing this for fun. Because I will analyze anyway for myself, and so now I can just stream while I'm analyzing. So I'm just doing what I would do for me, but instead I'm actually streaming it, and then if people have questions, I can help them. It's kind of why I do it. It's not a bad channel that I've drawn, but it's not perfect, and I like perfect channels. So I'm not sure. Potentially that one's better. No, I don't really like it. I do think there's some kind of wedge going on here. So let me just draw this. Good morning, David. How are you? You made it. I was waiting for you. I think it's hard, this SFP, because actually maybe we're just gonna do that. I am thinking maybe we're gonna have some kind of don't know, some kind of either a channel or some kind of wedge, like a rising wedge. Make a higher lows here. You see that? That's really quite powerful. Making a higher low here is really quite strong. So I am now thinking to myself, maybe we're just gonna wedge, actually, a little bit of a wedge. How would you draw it? I'm not sure. Maybe like that. Let's see. That's what I'm thinking right now, like a little bit of a wedge. And I think for the short, you're looking to kind of catch this upper trend line, roughly about 21.5 to 22, sorry, 71.5 to 72, depending on where we hit. We're on Friday today. It'd be better if we got it on Saturday or Friday, just to get it into these higher numbers, which is going to kind of coincide with my fib extension that I have. Let me just pull that up. There it is. Just okay. There's quite a lot of data here. Keep that. Get rid of that. All right, we'll keep those two. Oh, there's a few people chatting. Ram is saying, heck yeah, that's dope. Just figured that out. I tend to stay up, but I have some positions I have to monitor in the AM. So I'm headed to bed a bit earlier. Oh, good night, mate. Have a good night. David says, what about BTC longs? I closed mine, just wait to see a better entry. I put notifications on, so sure I'll catch another stream. Appreciate that, Ram. Everyone should do that, yes. Like, and put your notifications on. So, short of any better ideas, this is what I'm thinking right now. We're still range bound, except we're on top of the range at the moment. We're in the highs of the range. Potentially, we can punish these shorts for a while and then come down and punish the longs and then go up and punish the shorts potentially and squeeze as far as we can exhaust the price. And I think a really good short entry would be there, and that would land perfectly on the early AM of Saturday. I think this would be the best short up there. Okay. And if that doesn't happen, then just the swing failure of this pivot here, previous all-time high or the all-time high, it doesn't matter. Don't really like taking these SFPs a second time, but you know, what if we just continue doing this and we just continue making higher lows as well? And then you have a lot of arbitrary levels below us, which could act as support in this range as we keep on pushing up. Okay, that's what I'm thinking right now. It's going to be a lot easier to long this rising wedge at some point in the future. I don't know when. Price will struggle to go back up, and you'll start losing, and then we'll have to see what happens. I don't know how this is going to form, but if this continues the way it is, then we have to see how this plays out. You know, there's always a possibility that the price just pumps. Yeah, don't ever forget that. Like, just because I'm imagining shorts at these arbitrary higher levels, you know, it's always possible that the price just does what it does, something that no one expects, and does that, and just keeps on going and heads higher. So just because I'm thinking of areas in these highs of where I think the price might turn doesn't mean it's going to happen, right? Just bear that in mind. Okay, these are areas of interest. If I see a reaction, I might be looking to take a trade. I will take profit quite soon, and that's it. but I can't predict the future. I don't know what's going to happen. Looking at the price now, we are making higher lows and we are making higher highs, and we are in the highs of this range. We are above the value area, above this high volume node, and basically above us we don't have much volume. What I would like to see is how much volume comes in when this pivot is squeezed, because potentially, I don't know, it's over $1 billion of shorts. If they get squeezed, could it do that? I don't know. This is the thing, we don't know. We don't know how the price is going to behave after we take that all-time high. Is it going to push through and squeeze, or are we going to get another big take profit and then another big short enter to do exactly what happened before, and the price just drops right back down? Okay, so just, it's going to be quite volatile and we don't know exactly what's going to happen. It's never a good idea to long the highs. Even if you think the price is going to go up, it's better to long the price when it comes into resistant support levels lower down. Now, yesterday the price action was looking a little bit like droopy-ish. Yeah. But then we've just kind of broken out of that droopiness. So it's really the same thing that's been happening all along. We have some bullish divergences, and the bullish divergences are playing out. I have a look at the order flow. See, you've got these liquidation bubbles in the lows of this higher range. You've got higher time frame bullish CBD. We don't have any bearish CBD, not right now. Potentially a little bit here actually. You see these are higher highs on the price, and the CBD's gone up above the CBD. So there is actually a little bit of bearish CBD right now. And then here in the lows there was bullish CBD, because you had lower CBD and higher lows potentially. So right now on the slightly higher time frame, like on the medium time frame, if you look, we have slightly bearish CBD forming at the highs, very slight. See that? Here the CBD is higher than this point here, and then here the price is higher. So there's a little bit of selling power and selling pressure from this range, which has lasted since the morning, yesterday morning. Some slight selling pressure. Let's see how that plays out. It's only very slight, and if we do go up in price, then that totally invalidates that bearishness. Okay, so I wouldn't really pay too much attention to that. Let's get rid of these. I think this daily level will be quite a good place to see. The thing is, it's, yeah. Let's see, because let's see how this SFP plays out. Do we get a push up, or do we get a quick rejection? Don't know. And then the other thing you got to be worried about is this. I'll show you. If the price kind of breaks up, just comes down, holds. Right, something I'm thinking about. I don't know. Punishing these shorts, just edging higher and higher and higher before we get a nice, potentially a dump at the end of the week. That's kind of what I'm contemplating right now. That's if we just continue to push up. Otherwise, we could just go down and see what happens, you know. It's not going to be an easy range to trade, not in the slightest. Just bear that in mind. And I think okay. All right, I'm just going to move on. I think I'm just thinking at the moment we're in this wedge, potentially. We are ranging, and if we get above this previous all-time high, then I have kind of like potentially some shorting into this upper trend line, and then see what happens with potentially the best confluence coming here, where I've got these fib extension levels marked out, roughly about 72.5 to 73. Okay, let's just kind of make sure if you do take a short that you do take your profit quite quickly, because they're effectively scalps until you have a breakdown. And there's no reason that we're going to expect any kind of breakdown as long as we're holding support. And you can clearly see that we're holding support, right? We're holding support on this SR flip, and we're holding support on these higher time levels, this weekly level, for example. We have a liquidity level above us, which is a daily level. We have a liquidity level below us, which is a daily level. We're seeing some slight bearish divergences, which could easily be invalidated if we make higher prices. So I wouldn't necessarily take them too seriously. Oh shit. What did I do? And then just having a look at this. Do I see anything interesting? Nope. Single prints. See, there's some single prints here, a little bit lower. 6427 to 64480. I think I marked them off. And then let me just check. there. Didn't knock them off. Mark him. Six four four eight 64270. 6448 6427. So look, so basically what's happened is that as the price has expanded up, we've created some single prints and the price hasn't actually filled that gap. So we have a little bit of a gap here on this SR flip. Okay, that's coming into the previous range value area high. And then if I have the local volume range, it's higher up. I think we have a long here as well, actually. But I kind of wouldn't mind seeing the price go lower again. And then as you swing failure this low, you can take the long. So you just have to wait. Basically, it's a swing failure of this low, but it would be nice for the price to push down, capture liquidity from this daily level, and then look like it's going down further before it finally reverses. So you wouldn't catch that falling knife. As soon as the price is coming back above this SR flip, you'd be looking to take that long, and that would be your invalidation. That's kind of what I'm thinking when it comes to a long. So I'm actually thinking a little bit lower down here. All right. That's the shorts. Yeah. Potentially. Okay. I have that marked out there. So let's just get that there. Okay, that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. Okay, that's it. Any questions? Okay, that's nice. Let's see how far we go up. But if we go up that far, you can actually just do an extension from that pivot to there. And see. Let's see how far it's going to go. Yeah. Okay. I think that's clear, right? I think we're pretty clear on potentially what we're forming, and let's see how this forms. I'd like to see these highs squeezed. I'd like to see how the price behaves up here. If we can get some bullish behavior into the highs and squeeze those shorts 3 times in a row, and then take that short maybe on the 3rd time. If you don't get a third short, then you're looking at a head and shoulders. Okay. And then if we're going to go down for a long, then probably clear the liquidity from the daily level, and as soon as we come back above this SR flip, you can take that long. Okay, that's kind of what I'm potentially looking for. That's Bitcoin. Any questions? I'll save that. Let's send that to David. Quickly have a look at that. Yeah, you see, look, I should draw lines more often because I basically predicted the price action. Anyway. Yeah, ETH is looking bullish. Gold is stuck. This is really powerful recovery on the crypto total market cap excluding BTC and ETH. If we make another high here, that's really powerful. It's a powerful recovery. And that's a powerful rejection. You see, that's the opposite. It's basically the opposite. The USDTD and the total market cap. This is all a V shape basically on the 4-hour chart. So we're looking at a really powerful price action for the bulls on all of these charts. Okay, any questions? Oh yeah, DXY is rejected again from that pivot, that trend line. It's a pretty clear rejection. Back into the golden pocket. Yeah. Let's hit the lows now. Let's head for the lows. Okay, that's what I'm thinking.